Not to exaggerate or anything, but getting into flow state is extremely hard, yet it is one of the most rewarding states to be in. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 3 ways you can use sensuality to easily get into flow state. I'm Mimi Midnight, and I help you find your sensual truth. Okay, so before we get started, we have to understand what sensuality even is. Sensuality is about using your senses to bring yourself into your bodies, into the present, and connect deeply with yourself. And by extension, with everyone and everyone, and by extension, with everyone and everything around you. The tool to staying in your senses is pleasure. And pleasure is not this one-dimensional thing, it is an infinite wellspring of possibilities. Sensuality is also more about the process versus the results. It is about savoring and enjoying exactly where you are at that moment. All right, and now what is flow state? Flow state is not to be mistaken with the movement quality of flow when everything feels connected, but it is an altered state of consciousness. It is often described as when we are at our peak performance, when we are fully present, and when we are doing an action for the sake of the action itself instead of for the result. If you have felt flow state before, it needs no explanation why it is such an important thing to experience. But if you haven't, it basically feels like when time slows down or time has some sort of dilation that happens, and when you feel like something almost takes over your body. For me personally, it feels like I have gone beyond what I am capable of into this higher level of myself. And this makes sense because in ancient Greek times, people used to describe flow state as when the gods would come down to earth and then possess somebody. And it literally feels like that. You feel like you have these godlike powers and that you are at this like other dimension of yourself. And learning to harness my sensual truth to get into flow state has transformed my life in so many ways. First of all, sensual truth is basically sensuality that is true to you. So it is not anyone else's version of sensuality. The first thing it's helped me with is to bring joy and pleasure into things that I generally didn't like doing, but felt like I had to. For example, training really difficult tricks or stretching. Second, it has allowed me to find my uniqueness. And so I spend a lot less time now comparing myself to other people because I've found my authenticity and I know what truly makes me unique. And last but not least, it has literally made me feel like my creativity is endless and boundless. I used to have creativity come to me once in a blue moon and I'd be grasping at it. Now it comes to me much more often and much more naturally. And when I'm in flow state, I feel like my creativity is at a completely different level, which makes me feel deep in my core that my creativity truly is boundless. So you're probably thinking, all of these benefits sound really great. Why is this not more prevalent in our world today? And the truth is, over the years, society has brought a lot of shame into our sensuality, where we feel like we can't really tap into that part of ourselves without feeling like it's taboo or wrong somehow. Society has also made us feel like something is wrong with our bodies, which causes us to dissociate from it. And culture, in general, has had this laser focus on results versus the process. For example, in fitness culture, it's all about go, 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 go. Get on to the next progression. Do the reps just for the sake of doing the rep. You want to get the result. And the process, savoring where you are, exploring where you are, is completely de-emphasized. And so to have this quantum leap with sensuality and flow state, you really need to think about rewiring your brain and going against all the conditioning that we've endured for the majority of our lives. One thing you might want to ask yourself is, are you satisfiable? Can you find pleasure and enjoyment where you're currently at, or are you always looking for the next thing? After an accomplishment, can you sit in that accomplishment and celebrate it, or are you then immediately looking for the next goal? If you want some practice finding your sensual truth, I made a free sexy movement lesson, which you can find right here, where I break down one move and I teach you how to use sensuality to learn that move. So here are 3 ways you can use your sensuality to tap into flow state. The first is bring yourself back into your body. So this can be as simple as just spending 5 minutes a day, bringing yourself, bringing your awareness, bringing your focus into your body. For example, just practicing laying in a pool of sunshine and feeling that pool of sunshine, smelling it, feeling it fill your lungs, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin and letting that melt into your body and then into the ground, versus thinking about your to-do list for tomorrow. And secondly, it's about finding pleasure. So pleasure will be a tool to help you stay in your senses. And so being able to notice and sink into that is a crucial skill. And third, it's a commitment to the process and not the results. So this is a mind shift from going from what you want to achieve to finding joy and richness in the process of achieving that goal. All right, that is it, y'all. As always, you can show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you next week.